the district that I represent in Queens, I dare say most of you who have traveled at least to New York have had the pleasure of being in my district. You say, why is that? I represent JFK Airport. So when you come through there, I welcome you to the 5th Congressional District. I am absolutely delighted to be here today. And I want to start out by thanking Prime Minister Bennett. We've met previously, but I wanted to make sure, along with our delegation, that we were here. And this is the first official congressional trip since the pandemic. And I don't think that there is a better place for that first delegation to be, and my first trip as chair of this committee, than right here in Israel with you and your administration. And let me thank the Chargé Ratney for, you need a special individual. And he said he might be here for a short term, but it is that short term, someone that can be the bridge to the next ambassador here, who can make sure that in this time that there is the appropriate handoff, because you know in a relay race, if you drop that baton, you lose. So he is able to grab that baton, hold it, and take the lead when he passes off that baton to our next ambassador. Thank you. And I want to assure the Prime Minister that he does not have to worry, that the United States of America, the United States Congress, especially the United States House of Representatives, we're not here and strong with Israel because of politics. We're here because of values. And Israel and the United States Congress, we share the same values. So that is an unbreakable bond between you and us. And I'm delighted to be here with a bipartisan delegation. We could have had many more members who wanted to come. That's how important Israel is to the members of Congress. And I want to shout them out because I'm so proud of them and what they represent and what they do. The chair of the Middle East Subcommittee on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Ted Deutsch. David Cicilline from Rhode Island. Andy Barr from Kentucky. Abigail Spanberger from Virginia. Sarah Jacobs from California. Kathy Banning from North Carolina. Nicole Melitakis from New York. Brad Snyder from Illinois. And French Hill from Arkansas. So when we come to Israel, we don't come as Democrats or Republicans. We come as members of the United States Congress. It is my firm belief that we're here at a historic time. And sometime when the camera of history is rolling, as it is now, and you happen to be an actor in that history, sometimes you don't even realize it. But I gotta tell you, I know when I look at the most diverse administration in the history of Israel. We are living in historic times. And it will make all of us, have a better tomorrow. We're here because we want to make sure that we extend those friendships and let the world know that that friendship and that bond with Israel is forever. And no one will come between it. And we will be working together. We're here to make friends. We're here to talk. We're going to make friends with the Israelis. We're going to make friends with the Palestinians. We're going to make sure that we work collectively together, that Israel is safe, because we understand those who are not willing to acknowledge and understand that our friend Israel is here forever. Those who call for its demise will see that it is justice and values and democracy that will long survive them, and we will make sure that they are no longer in the way of a strong Jewish state. So let me make it plain. We're going to lock arm in arm with you, Mr. Prime Minister, to make sure that Iran doesn't get its way. We're going to lock arm in arms with you to make sure that Hamas doesn't get its way. We're going to lock arm in arms with you to make sure that the historic moment that is upon us with the Abraham Accords, that we get more people to join and say Israel has the right to exist, and we're going to work with them hand in hand. It's a historic moment today. And it's going to take all of us to speak out and to stand up. Now, I will close with this, because it's kind of personal for me. You know, with democracy, things go up, things go down. Democracy is tough. Elections are tough. We've got 2 new administrations coming out of 2 tough elections. Israel and the United States. It's not easy. We've got people that come up with documents that long exist, and maybe they could not have even seen what the future was. But I stand here today, as indicated, as the first African American to be the member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. But I'm not, and I'm proud of the fact to say, that I would not be standing here today if it wasn't for my Jewish brothers and sisters standing along and working with Dr. Martin Luther King to make America a better place, to turn it around and say we're going to stand for what's right. If it wasn't for my Jewish brothers and sisters with thoughts and ideas and the values that they have, I would not be standing here today as a member of the United States House of Representatives. So I owe a deep deed of gratitude and thanks to my Jewish friends here in Israel and all around the world. And I say that example because for people of color and people of the Jewish faith, we know what it feels like to have the world against you at times. We know what it feels like to be oppressed. And so who better to come together to lead a world and economy to say we are going to be better. It's not going to be easy, for I know how significant and important this state is. In fact, President Biden was correct. He said that if there was not a state of Israel, if Israel did not exist, we would have to invent it. That's how important you are. To my friends who serve the United States and this embassy, from the State Department and from our military, I want to say thank you. Diplomacy and the work that you do is so important. You being here, I tell you as a member of Congress, and I look at, as I met and greet folks that work in this embassy, the hard work that you do day in and day out to make sure that the United States of America is represented and nation in and out. We thank you. We love you. I can tell you, every member here, we got your back. We're here to try to make sure that you have the resources that you need to get the job done, that you do, because in the end, what this is all about, it's about making tomorrow better than our today or yesterday. And I know that together we will join hands and it will be a better place for all. Thank you very much. May God bless the state of Israel and God bless the United States of America.